I think I should take over with a few housekeeping points. To the members of the NBCC, to inform you that we have a youth ambassadors mission of young leaders going to Botswana from the 31st to the 10th of August. That is still open for registration. Sometimes we believe that maybe our generation has lost the point, and that because we may have been a little bit backwards, we should try with our young people who are the future leaders to make them start exploring Botswana to see what is happening. We hope as we continue with this, we will also see young Botswana coming from Botswana into the United States so that we can have learning points. We also at the embassy are going to be running a trade mission. We hope it will coincide with the expo, so we are going to encourage people to register and to inform you that tomorrow at the Luos Hotel, we are continuing again with this, with more presentations and more details. Last year, in 2008, the minister led a mission then in her capacity from Bedia, which is now the BIT, whatever, TC. But we were concerned that there is no follow-up. After she came, there was no follow-up of saying, where are the win-win opportunities? We are hoping that this time, Minister, before you go back, we'll be able to have one or two win-win contracts. And also that we have started the Botswana Chamber of Commerce precisely for the purpose of the Americans knowing who to reach out to so that we can continue with the flow. The details will be shared by the Honorary Consul later on. And over to you, Director. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are now coming to the company-specific presentations. And we will start with First National Bank, represented by the Chief Executive Officer, Mrs. Lorato Boakomu Ntakwana.
Good afternoon. Maybe while the presentation is still being set up, thank you. Let me take the opportunity to introduce my team. I'm not alone. In FNB, we don't have bosses, just team members. There is Boiki Tema, who's the head of property. And I've got with me Grace Setlare Mangangu, who's head of corporate services, and Bomulimo Solaledi, who is our head of communications and what are you called? Marketing. Communications and marketing. As you can see, protocol is not one of our strong points in the private sector. So I'm not even going to try and follow the usual protocol. So if I can be allowed to say, all protocol has been observed, Madam Ambassador and Minister. But I would like to thank the NBCC, the Minister and the Ambassador, as well as Bokim for today. I think we'll all agree that it's an awesome day today, and we are all very excited to be here. Thank you. I'm going to cover a very short agenda. I understand we were told that we have a 20-minute presentation. Now it's been cut back to 10. But I thought maybe if you just allow me to indulge you a little bit about the kind of career that we have chosen and tell you a little story about 3 friends who had a dying friend on a sickbed who had asked to have the last conversations with them. The 3 friends were called individually to the sick man's bed. John called his priest for the last rites as well as the last conversation. He called, of course, his lawyer for the last bits of information that needed to happen after he was gone. And, of course, he called his banker to make sure that his financials are also in order. Each was called individually to the sick man's bed, and each received an instruction in an envelope. After the man died and the funeral had taken place, the 3 friends went to a pub, and after a few drinks, in a very somber mood, the priest cleared his throat and said, I think that I need to get something off my chest. John gave me an envelope. In the envelope was $1 million. He said that I must secretly put it in his coffin so that he can go with his $1 million down the grave. And of course, I know that John knows the kind of predicament that the church was in. So I took some of the money and I fixed the roof of the church. I know John would understand because that's what he wanted to do before he died. And then the lawyer said, yeah, but I also have something to say. John gave me a few instructions to carry out, and of course, there was a bill that I needed to be paid. And that came to $500,000, and the $1 million that I was given was $500,000 short when I took it down the grave. And the banker looked at his 2 friends and said, how very disgusting. Especially you men of the cloth, I would have thought better of you. I went and wrote a bank guaranteed check of $1 million and I put it in the coffin with John. Our agenda today is going to cover who we are. We have a relationship management model that we operate within. We'll tell you a little bit about the products that we thought NBCC would be interested in, or members of the NBCC. We'll also tell you a little bit about how we do banking in terms of the channels that we use. And we'll tell you how we carry out our responsibility to the communities that we operate under the social responsibility, the FNB way. Our parent company is known as FirstRand, which is a leading African financial services group based in South Africa. It operates in 7 countries in Africa, as well as in India. And we have representative offices in China. FirstRand has got assets of about 760 billion rand, which is about 110 billion US dollars. And we operate in the markets that we operate in through what we call a portfolio of franchises. And these franchises are First National Bank, Rand Merchant Bank, and West Bank. FirstRand sets the overall group strategy which we all get aligned to, and we strive to be is represented in all significant earnings pools. And we strive for these brands to be the strongest in the markets that they operate in, and therefore operate as a leading African financial services group. Of course, FNB Botswana is part of the 7 countries that FirstRand is represented in. It's a leading bank in Botswana, and we call ourselves the More Give Bank. It's known as a bank of many firsts. FNB Botswana is the biggest bank in Botswana by market capitalization. Currently, our market capitalization is about 7.5 billion pula, which is about 1.5 billion US dollars. We are the biggest in Botswana in terms of profitability, and we are also the biggest in terms of assets book, which is currently as about 8 billion pula. Our balance sheet is at about 13 billion pula, the biggest bank in Botswana. We are known as a bank of many firsts, as I said. We were the first ones to introduce online banking in Botswana, the first ones to introduce mobile banking, and we are the only bank that offers Sharia or Islamic financing so far. We are the first ones to introduce a pula-denominated credit card, as well as a product called e-wallet, which allows you to send money using your cell phone to anyone in Botswana, even if they're not an FNB client. By the way, we do have another member of our team here with us who has decided to stay underground because she thinks I'm going to give her work to do. She came as a private participant. Connie, please stand up. Connie heads up our credit card department. So that's Connie. FNB Botswana is a bank of choice. We consider ourselves as industry leaders in banking technology and innovation. As I said, being a bank of many firsts. We provide banking solutions that are usually tailor-made to meet our client experience, and we embrace very much the digital economy as indicated by the product offering and solution. In terms of strategic positioning, I mentioned the 3 franchises that we operate under. What I didn't mention is that even though we operate the FNB brand franchise in Botswana, it actually encompasses the 3 brands of First National Bank, Rand Merchant Bank, and West Bank. The group has taken a strategic decision that outside of South Africa, those 3 brands will operate under the First National Bank brand. We are appropriately represented across all significant earning pools, from low earning pool all the way up to the wealth earning group. Of course, it has to happen during our presentation. We deliver superior financial performance, and we maintain financial strength for our shareholders, as well as strive for excellence in execution. In terms of people, we want to be the most sought-after employer and have a very well-diversified team. For our customers, we drive excellence in customer service. We deepen our relationships with existing customers, as you will see in the presentation as we go along. And we grow all our customer bases very profitably. In terms of building enduring, rewarding relationships, when the ambassador came with the team from several universities in the US, we actually hosted them for a lunch. And that beautiful picture of the ambassador and ourselves at that lunch there just shows us, again, building those enduring, rewarding relationships. Grace will talk to our relationship model on how we manage these relationships. Yeah, it's on.
No, not yet.
Technician. I'm a bank.
Well, this one is on the right. Oh, you need
Grace.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lorato. As Lorato has said, I look after the corporate banking segment. Therefore, we are the team that spearheads building. I've been asked to stand because some of the team members can't see me. As I was saying, that we spearhead the relationship building within the bank. And as you can see, the customer is really the center of what we do. We are divided into several segments, main segments being the consumer, which really looks at solutions that we provide for the individual customer. And then we have the corporate segment, which would really be looking at providing solutions for customers like yourselves. And then the government segment, that is a key stakeholder in all that we do. We really strived to drive customer excellence. And one of the key things that we believe we do by focusing on our segmentation model is that we will grow our customer base. And building those enduring relationships with our existing customer is what has made us the largest bank in Botswana. And we believe that by providing mutually beneficial solutions, that is what goes to grow your business as well as grow the bank's business.
Thank you, Grace. We have covered 5 product houses which we thought would be interesting to the NBCC members. We'll be just taking you briefly through our property finance, which Boiki will do for us, our electronic banking, treasury card, and asset-based financing. The brand within which we operate the asset and vehicle-based financing is called West Bank, which is the biggest asset and vehicle financing provider in Botswana. Under the consumer segment, the West Bank will offer financing of motor vehicles, tractors, agricultural implements, and generators. Under the corporate segment, they'll offer financing for commercial vehicles, buses, plant and machinery, yellow metals for the mining sector, as well as aircraft financing. So for you very rich men from the NBCC, if you want us to finance one of your aircrafts that'll take you to the swamps, we're very happy to do it. We'll also, for the government sector, we offer motor vehicles and generators. Some of the value adds that you find in West Bank is financing for maintenance and repairs. We offer life insurance together with the financing that you get from us. We offer short-term insurance, as well as extended warranties and maintenance plans for a maximum contract period of anything between 1 and 72 months. Boiki, property finance.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As Lorato mentioned, we have 3 major segments. We've cut the bank into 3 main segments. Key segments: the consumer, the corporate, and the government, for us to have a focused attention to that sector. Property finance division in Botswana contributes a significant value to the balance sheet of the bank. On the consumer side, we look for the end to end. We look at high value housing, middle housing, up to affordable housing. And on the corporate side we have done successful finance deals in the shopping malls, the commercial offices, hotels, and farms. And with the government, what is key is that we do look after also the employees and partner with government in institutional housing. We also do participate in some of the private-public initiatives. Now, in terms of the value adds, obviously, we talk about refinancing of properties for you to extract equity out of your property. We also get involved in the developer end-to-end financing, where we assist the developer to acquire funds to finance land up to the development of what we consider the offtake. And then we've got another value add, which is also a re-advance and also debt consolidation to help the businesses to invest in other asset classes. Thank you.
Thank you. Boiki, that's Boiki Tema, ladies and gentlemen. He runs a 3 billion property portfolio in FNB Botswana, the biggest portfolio in FNB Botswana. Now, it's not by chance that the group looks the way it does. FNB Botswana is made up 60%, 65% of women. My top executive team is 70% women. So this is a reflection of what FNB Botswana looks like. Another area that we thought you would be interested in knowing whether we do manage to do well is the treasury area, which offers a range of products, treasury products, full spectrum from vanilla to structured debt. And it'll help you manage all the risks associated with the treasury products, such as the currency risk, interest rate risk, liquidity risk, and price risk. And the products that we deal in treasury would include products such as fixed income, both bonds as well as money market, currency trading, derivative trading, repurchase agreements, commodities trading. You can't be in Botswana and not offer any commodity trading, structured trade, as well as commodity financing. I thought that the minister is becoming a banker because she did mention that you can open foreign currency accounts as well in the bank. That is done in our treasury division. Thank you, Minister. We also offered some specialized services such as complex needs of portfolio managers under our solutions area. And we offer regular market research for those of you who are very interested in the markets. There's daily reports as well as weekly, quarterly, and yearly reports coming out of the Treasury Division. Our card solution, which is headed up by the member who is clandestine today, offers both consumer and business debit cards. And of course, our cards are known as the most reliable and most convenient business travel partner. And of course, the ambassador says she has one, and it works first time, every time, all the time. Our cards also have got worldwide acceptance, but we also offer business expense management, efficient hotel, airline and car rental booking payment solutions, and free travel insurance with our cards. Our banking channels, I see that our head of tourism is not here today, but that's a picture out of the swamps in Botswana.
She is.
Oh, that's my board member, by the way. Thank you, my boss. We are currently a bank that has 20 branches. We have the largest distribution of ATMs at 125 ATM sites. We have 97 mini ATMs, and we have what you call pick and pay kiosks, which are really small little kiosks that you find in a retail shop. We're the first one to introduce that model in Botswana. We have 3 of those with a retail brand called Pick and Pay. Our online banking solutions I've talked about as one of the first that we have in Botswana, online banking for individuals and businesses. And we also provide cell phone banking, and as I talked about e-wallet earlier. Our point of sale, which is the largest in the country and has got about an 80% market share, boasts around 3,400 point of sale machines. And our e-commerce card acquiring is something that we have just launched recently and which we are very proud of. As a last bit of slide, I'll ask Bumbulo to talk about doing corporate social responsibility the FNB way.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. From the corporate social responsibility front, FNB has actually set up a trust fund named the FNB Foundation. It was set up in 2001, primarily to focus on the areas that are shown out there: job creation, skills development, vulnerable children, the promotion of arts and culture, sports and recreation, community development. FNB focuses very much greatly in social upliftment, and I must actually say that not so long ago, as part of our mandate of the foundation to actually promote arts and culture, we hosted for the first time what we call a jazz festival, where we brought on international artists, David Sanborn and Joe Sample, to come and play in Botswana for 2 days, and the show was a success, I must say. That is just an indication of the orphanages that we've actually assisted as well as FNB Foundation. It is situated in Gaborone, a few kilometers out of the city center. It's actually an area where it's primarily focusing on children with disabilities and Down syndrome. Part of the program as well encourages a lot of our staff to participate in community work and social upliftment. And we call it a staff volunteer program. And what the bank does is annually it contributes, each area of the bank has got about 50,000 to identify a project of a worthy cause within the community in which the bank operates. The CEO did mention earlier on that we've got 11 branches countrywide, and in 20 branches countrywide. And in all those regions, the expectation is that all the members of FNB should identify a community project under which they will take the funds and donate to the community. That visual there just elaborates on one of the projects that the staff were actually taking part in. Thank you.
Thank you, Bomo. CSR, the FNB way. So in conclusion, members of the NBCC, when you come and invest in Botswana, you know which bank of choice you'll be looking for. FNB, how can we help you? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was First National Bank. I would now like to call upon Botswana Insurance Holdings Limited Group, represented by Botswana Life Insurance Limited and Botswana Insurance Fund Management. I would like to call upon Mrs. Taini Katwane to come forward, please. And Mrs. Catherine Lesetedi-Letegele. The first presentation will be from Botswana Insurance Fund Management, BFIM.
Let's do it the other way. Close. Yeah. So the Honorable Minister of Trade and Industry, Mayor Mama Lesu, Her Excellency Mayor Maseradze, the President of NBCC, Harry Alford, and the President of Bokim, Re Munshusi, members of the NBCC, and fellow country men and women, good afternoon. My name is Catherine Lesetedi-Letegele. I'm the CEO of Botswana Life Insurance Limited. With me, I have my colleague, Taini Katwane, who's the CEO of Botswana Botswana Investment Fund Management. My job is a pretty easy one. I've decided to play a story about Botswana Life and Botswana, really to demonstrate to members of NBCC that indeed Botswana is a shining example of a successful country, and that if you are to take your business to Botswana, you should be able to see from the video clip how successful your business can be. When you talk life insurance most of the time, people think it's business where we talk about what happens when you die. I want to say to you, there's a lot that Botswana Life has done in the economy, and the video clip is around that. It is showing the story of Botswana, how Botswana has evolved, and it is showing how Botswana Life has actually evolved and helped and uplift our country people back home. So without wasting any time, allow me to take you on this very exciting journey that I hope will inspire NBCC members to actually ask, when can we come to Botswana? We hope that following this clip, we'll be able to go to Her Excellency, to our minister and say, we're definitely coming to Botswana, because there's lots happening, and I think the President of Bokim has already alluded to some of the opportunities that exist in Botswana. So can we please dim the lights for the video? Thank you.